Hey guys, welcome to another episode of Unpacked. I'm Jack. Today we have the BitFenix Phenom and also the BitFenix Phenom. Now I know some of you might be thinking, Jack, you've lost your mind. You're unboxing the same thing twice. On my right we have the Micro Atx Phenom and on my left we have the Mini Itx Phenom. Two very same cases but very different at the same time. I'm going to unbox these off camera and show you why. So the Phenoms came packed in pretty much a standard packaging that we come to expect from BitFenix. We have the hard foam, a quick installation guide, and obviously the case itself. Let's start off with the Phenom Micro Atx first. First off, we see the front panel. It just has the BitFenix logo. As you'll notice, there is no front 5 1/4 optical drive. On the left-hand side, we see the side I/Os. We have the power button, reset button, headphone, microphone, as well as a couple LEDs for hard drive activity and whatnot, plus two USB 3.0 ports. Moving around to the back, yes, we have a ventilation. The tool is designed for the 5 PCI slots, a 120mm fan mounted, but it does have room for a 140mm, as well as the back I/O for the motherboard. And you can tell here they have included an extension for the power supply. More on that later. On the top, we see the standard 120x2 fan grill or fan mesh. So we got a honeycomb grill design, the dust mesh filter on the back or on the top there, and two 120mm fans can be mounted on the top of the case. As you can tell, the Phenom takes a lot of styling cues from the Prodigy and the Prodigy M. As it was pointed out to me off camera, the Prodigy chassis is most likely what's the internal structure we have in the Phenoms. Let's start off with the right-hand side. There we have a plain side panel, and the actual case is finished off with BitFenix's well-known soft touch surface treatment. So it is matte white, also comes in a black color as well. So it's the nice soft touch feel like I mentioned. So there's not much really to see here. We do see the motherboard tray with a huge cutout. As you might notice, the cutout isn't at the top, it's actually more on the bottom. This is because the Micro ATX case, or the Micro ATX motherboard, is actually meant to be installed inverted. So it's actually upside down. That's why we have the motherboard I/O closer to the bottom of the case. And you can see a little sneak peek here of where the power supply is going on the bottom. So actually, let's take a look at the bottom, because we didn't do that earlier. We see the 4 rubber feet there. The place where you would mount the power supply, you do need to unscrew it to get access to put it in there. And also this plastic piece is the magnetic heat shield, which prevents warm exhaust from re-entering the case. So that does it for that side of the side panel. Let's take off the other one, the left-hand side. Gotta love thumb screws. Thank you, BitFenix. Now these were early samples or production samples that BitFenix was kind enough to send to us. So the final product may or may not look like this, but it's pretty close to production, so I would pretty much imagine that this is what you would see in the final product. So on the left-hand side panel, we see the connector cables for all the inputs and outputs, as well as 2 SSD mounting areas. And we also see this metal strip here. This would actually be used for 2 more SSDs, or maybe some 3.5-inch drives on the back. And we also see a 5 1/4-inch bay adapter for another SSD or another 3.5-inch. And taking off the front panel, because I couldn't do that earlier, you see some mesh on the side there, mesh accents, as well as a 200, 230, or 2 120mm fan holes in the front ventilation. Here you can see that 5 1/4-inch bay cutout that won't be used, like I mentioned earlier. But you will be able to install the drive bay adapter in there, like so. Obviously, you're going to need some screws or it's going to fall down like that. So on the bottom, you can see a 120mm Spectre fan pre-installed that comes with the case, and a box of accessories that we've come to expect that has the standoffs for the motherboard, a hex key driver, some screws, as well as a few zip ties. Oh, and they also include a USB 2 to USB 3 connector. That's really neat to still see. So the Micro ATX version of the Phenom Basically, it's geared towards more of a gaming PC or audio-visual editing workstation. This one, like I mentioned before, the back has the 5 expansion PCI slots. So you can actually run dual graphics up to 320 millimeters or a 240 size radiator on the top. So it's more of a gaming machine, like I mentioned, or a editing machine. That pretty much does it for the Phenom Micro Atx. Let's take a look at the Phenom Mini Itx. Again, I unboxed the Phenom Mini Itx off camera, and just like its Micro Atx brother, comes with a quick installation guide and packed in the hard foam. We can put that aside. So exterior-wise, completely the same except for 2 big sides. Well, 2 main sides. The front's the same, sides are the same, top's the same, but the bottom is different. So we have a nice 120mm dust filter. That's always nice to see, easy to take out for cleaning, along with the full rubber feet. And you can notice that there are 6 screws here, here, and here. And that's actually to remove the flex cage drive cage. More on that later. And the very back, you can see that it is completely different from its Micro ATX brother. So here we can see a 140mm or 120mm fan exhaust. The 120mm fan is actually already installed. It is a Spectre. We also have 2 PCI expansion slots, much different from the 5 we saw in the Micro ATX, as well as a bottom back mounted power supply and the I/O shield for the motherboard closer to the middle. Taking a look at the side, the left-hand side of the case, like we saw in the Micro ATX, we have the connectors for the front I/O, or in this case the side I/O, as well as the SSD mounts on the side there, exactly the same. And now we see the same accessories box we saw earlier, and the power supply drive cage mounted there, the Mini ITX board mounts there, and here we see the back of the flexi cages. Moving on to the right-hand side of the case, here we can get a better picture of how the flexi cages come out. Just pinch the top and bottom there. They are preloaded with all the drive cages, so it can fit a 3.5-inch or SSDs in here. The nice thing about the Mini ITX version, you can actually fit up to 6 3.5 hard drives or 11, yes, cranking it up all the way to 11 SSDs. So these drive trays are toolless for the 3.5s, but you will need these screws for the 2.5s. And like I mentioned before, in order to access this unit, taking it out, you need to take out the 6 screws on the bottom. But you will need to remove the 2 front rubber feet to get access to the screws that are hidden underneath that. In terms of cooling, the Mini ITX version will be able to take a tower heatsink of up to 170 mils tall, as well as 2 120mm fans up front for cooling, 1 exhaust fan on the back, 1 more down by the power supply, and that pretty much sums it up for the Phenom Mini ITX. So what does this really all mean with the new Phenom cases from BitFenix? Well, if you're looking for more of a gaming machine or an editing machine, the Micro ATX version that supports 2 or up to dual graphics cards will probably be a better choice for gamers and editors out there. If you're looking for more of a NAS storage PC or a media center PC that needs a lot of storage, the Mini ITX version is probably the right choice for you. Thanks for checking out the video, guys. Leave a comment down below. Which one actually would you prefer? The gaming version or the storage version? Don't forget to subscribe and share.